The Instagram followers have spoken, and it seems all of you want me to do a Paladins video instead of Fortnite controls, which I was excited to do, and I have clips saved. I am ready to do that. But the reason this video took so long to make was because I ended up getting a different editing software for my videos, so this is going to be the last time I'm going to use Vegas Pro. As you can see, I choose, in my opinion, the best champion for frontline use and damage. You see, the best thing about Willow that a lot of people do not understand, and the best thing about most characters, is that you can form a card slot in order to just heal every time you do an action. And the way I have formed up my Willow is every single shot I hit would do extra damage, and every time I use Scorn or her ability to reduce health will also heal me when in the pool. And another thing I love about Paladins and their list of champions is how you can create them to how you play the game. Yes, you can be a healer, but you could also be a frontline healer, and in this aspect, you could be a tank, but you could also be frontline, or you could even be a tank that just heals himself with his actions. As you can see here, I popped Scorn, or as I like to call it, heal pool, due to me standing in the pool for 1 second heals an amazing amount of health that a lot of people never really use when they're playing Willow. And many times I will be in a game, and yes, there will be an enemy Willow, and I would always laugh at them due to the fact that they do not understand how great this champion can be. You're probably not familiar with a lot of the cards because the preset ones, there's 3 different presets, but the presets do not show you exactly how many cards there are and what all of them can do. And what I love about making your own deck of cards, which you always pick at the start of the game, is that you can customize it to your own intent. See, I love Willow because she is one of the best characters in this game and one of the best damage in this game. And even if I'm having a bad day, I can't aim, I can't do this, that, I'm still gonna get a good score and a good kill count due to how good this character is alone. I'm with other people. Yes, I have a duo partner, and my duo helps me out in many other games. And in this game, he is a background healer that does help me from time to time when I cannot heal myself, which can really pop up a lot if you are just heading straight in to all of the enemies. And that is not a nice thing to do or a good thing to do, but I do it, and it sometimes works. Now, as we're approaching the end of the first round, we're going to score 2 points here for getting the objective and getting the objective to the goal. But something here that a lot of people don't know is B-hopping, and B-hopping has been around for a while, but in Paladins it can really help you with whichever character you're playing, especially a character that has shots that can be used as a long-range shot with good accuracy, but also can be used as close range and can kill at any range in general. But the hardest thing about Willow and mastering this character is having good accuracy. You're not going to hit every shot because yes, the shot does actually trail in and out behind. As you can see here, I was so close to death, but the payload has some healing, and also I popped a heal pool to live a little bit longer to sustain myself. If my teammates got there at the right time, I could have stayed alive and could have had a higher kill streak in that one life. And that's the hardest thing about Paladins. You never know what's gonna happen. Yes, a lot of people compare it to Overwatch, but no, there is so much more strategy I see being used in Paladins, and how to use the characters with all their different abilities and their card presets than I do in Overwatch. And the thing I love about it is just the amount of time it takes to master one of these characters. And I've been playing Paladins for years. I've been playing since the beta on my PlayStation. I moved over to Xbox, Switch, and finally PC, which is connected to my Xbox account, which doesn't have anything on it. But I started playing again on my PC back in Season 2 of Paladins, and it was it was actually a fun game when I got back into it, and I recommend if you've tried this game before, or if you're new and you like games like Overwatch or CSGO, or objective games with payloads and any point to achieve, there is a team deathmatch mode. I don't like it at all. It doesn't feel right in this setting. But the objective game modes such as Siege or Payload, I don't remember the name right now, but the game mode where you push the payload or the game mode where you hold a certain place are the two best game modes in my opinion, and the best out of the three, because you actually feel like you can make a strategy. Yeah, you can play on your own, you can play with friends, and one of the nice things Paladins has done is that it's allowed crossplay between PC, Xbox, and Switch. Not PS4, I do not know why. I wish, because I want my account back. But as you can see here, I pushed to the back of the objective, just knock off some damage on him. He's actually a really good player. Here, I would have died without this heal pool. If I had not gone out sooner from his attack, I would have died sooner. And the thing about this is that you always have to be alert with whichever character you have. And it depends in who you're playing with. Yes, you have a healer in the back of your team, could help you get to the point and actually help you stay and win most fights because you have that extra heal on the back. There are some times when you're just sitting on the payload, it's going to give you the extra heal and the advantage against most enemies that do not have that. And especially because in this game, yes, there are a lot of healers, but a lot of people don't see healers as a good alternative to gameplay. And the thing I've noticed is that, yeah, you'll see like 1 or 2 healers on a good team, but most people like to go for the tank push. And the only thing that works with the tank push is to have a DPS on the side or an extra healer in the back in order just to hold them there. Because the moment you get a player, a good enough player, to be able to take out 1 or 2 tanks, you can win the game. And another nice thing about Willow is that her ultimate puts you up in the air. You have flight for about 9 seconds and infinite ammo on your weapon, which is one of the best things you can have with her. As you saw at the start of the game, I picked a certain card that stacks the damage on top of each shot you hit. So the moment you hit 3 shots on someone, you're going to do the max damage that Willow can do. And another thing that a lot of people don't do, and which is hilarious because of the character I'm showing you, is that they do not aim up high. If you go high enough with Willow, and as you can see I can pop her ultimate here, the moment I go high enough, I barely get shot. When people notice, yeah, I would get shot. But the thing is, people do not notice where the shot's coming from. I've seen tanks just pulling up their shields, try to block fire in front of them, and end up dying because they do not know where it's coming from. Here, I used the payload to stop me from getting hit by an ultimate, which ultimately saved me because payload's indestructible, and apparently things don't go through it. Again, I have saved myself from another ultimate, and the only thing here that I love about the payload is that you can't shoot through it, nothing will go through it, which is probably the best means of defense against a whole enemy team if you are going ahead solo or your team is dead and you're the last one alive. And right now I'm going against a healer. The healer had a good setup, I'd say. But the thing is, the more damage, or the more I hit, the more damage they get, and they cannot deal with that. Especially in a low amount of time where they cannot pop something or heal themselves, you're gonna end up winning most fights. With this, I land right here, I get healed by my teammate and by the payload and by myself, enabling me to get all that health just in a matter of seconds. I go up top to the enemy base just to stop them from pushing the point so we can win the game, and it gets a little bit hectic here. I pop the heal pool one last time in order just to get that last bit of damage I need off to win the game. And with the last shot here, we win the game, and we get one of the best ways to beat the game with the enemies not being able to hold back the payload and you push it on both attempts, getting all 4 points that easily. Here, you can see as much damage as I've gotten, and usually when you play this character, if you have good enough aim, you're gonna end up getting that max damage every single time. Now, we're appearing the end of the video. I have another project saved for next week, and I'll see you later.
We are